Good day, folks, and welcome to the 2 Cents Podcast, the 2 Cents Show with your boy Jay Richardson here again to not only give you guys some information, but also share with you my thoughts and have a little fun. As always, like, subscribe, support at 2 Cents Show on IG, on Twitter at Cents or Jay Richardson 99 on both platforms, both whatever, you know what it is. Listen. This is the NFL free agency special. I have got to get all of this stuff laid out for you guys. There really is too much to actually say. There's so many moves being made with the coronavirus in full effect and everybody in panic mode. Free agents want to get these deals done. The CBA got pushed through faster than it probably should have so that free agency could open up, so that guys could get paid, teams could make the moves. I can't go through all the moves because it's just like it's all happening in real time and there's tons and tons of moves to happen still. But the biggest noteworthy moves so far, and just a couple things that kind of stuck out to me, I need people to pay attention. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins from the Houston Texans is no longer from the Houston Texans. He is now going to be from the Arizona Cardinals because he was traded to the Cardinals for running back can't always stay healthy, David Johnson. This one was big because, first of all, Houston Texans, the best thing you got on your roster, the best you have on your roster is DeAndre Hopkins. He's one of the top 3 wide receivers in the world. And you said, nah, we good. We'd rather have a running back in a passing league. And you got rid of him. I get that you couldn't pay him. I get that he's looking to get paid in Arizona, can't get that contract done. You find a way. It's funny how they find the money for everything else they want to find money for, but they can't find money for the guys they really need. It tells me just how serious you are about winning, Bill O'Brien, and just how, dumb you are, because I don't care what anybody says. This is a dumb move, and they're going to lose games because of this. And Bill O'Brien will not be a member of this staff, I'd say 24 months from now, but we'll see how everything plays out. That was huge. For David Johnson, yeah, sure, you get to go, be the featured guy in that stretch zone offense that they love. And I don't know, it's a different conference, so we'll see how you fare. But to me, that is just yikes. I can't believe that happened. D-Hop is an absolute baller, and you know what? Hopefully, if I'm Kyler Murray, I'm thrilled about this. Now I got Larry Fitzgerald, I got D-Hop, I got a few other weapons. I mean, yeah, sure. I get it. That's huge for him. That'll help his development. He has 2 guys that can go up and get it. DeAndre Hopkins, you throw that ball anywhere near him, he will make you look good as a quarterback, so you're going to have to really expect that Kyler Murray's numbers are going to go up, up, up. Next up, and this is all kind of combined, I think, because Kirk Cousins gets an extension, right? Cousins gets his extension for like however he got paid, right? Cousins always gets paid. I don't know how Kirk Cousins keeps finding ways to find money. And here's the thing, he's a good dude. Like, it's no disrespect. Kirk Cousins is a good dude. I like him. He says all the right things, good Christian boy. Like, I got no problem with Kirk Cousins. But damn it, you've only won 1 playoff game, I think, your whole career. You're just not that guy. And yet people still find ways to pay you like you're that guy repeatedly, from the Redskins to the daggone Vikings to, again, the daggone Vikings. People find ways to get him his money. And I hope that the good Lord blesses me with whatever, lucky charm he's blessed Kirk Cousins with. Whoever Kirk Cousins prays to, I got to switch it up and pray to even harder, because he is just fortunate. He gets extended, and then their best wide receiver, Stephon Diggs, gets traded to the Bills. And that one was interesting, but I guess there wasn't enough money to go around because, once again, they couldn't extend Cousins and maybe pay Diggs, or maybe they just didn't want to find the money for him, or maybe he wasn't giving out ringing endorsements of Kirk Cousins. I mean, we all know how he feels about Kirk Cousins. Not like he's been that publicly critical, but when the opportunity has come to praise Kirk, he has not, because he sees what I see. A lot of guys around the league see. Kirk Cousins ain't that guy, but he gets paid like it, so good for him. This, to me, will be the biggest story of free agency quietly, even bigger than DeAndre Hopkins, and that's just because it's the story for me is different. The Dallas Cowboys had an opportunity to pay Dak Prescott the money that young man is deserved, especially based on the kind of money that the 2 other young men in his draft class were paid. And, we're talking about Los Angeles and the Philadelphia Eagles. They found a way to pay, Carson Wentz and the other young quarterback from L.A. all of that money, $100 million contracts both these guys have. And Dak Prescott has put up better numbers and seems to be the more mobile of the three and the most durable by far of all of them. And yet the Dallas Cowboys can't seem to figure out how they're going to pay him. For some reason, they can't figure out what they want to do. They lowball him on an offer. They say he's asking for too much. He's really asking for about fair market value for where he falls in that category. We're going to overpay quarterbacks anyway. Yet the one we don't find a way to overpay is Dak Prescott, which is interesting and brings up another discussion for another podcast, but I'll get into Dak's ethnicity and all that and just why it seems that certain quarterbacks in this league they find ways to pay to others they do not. So Dak gets the franchise tag. If I'm him, I'm pissed, because that means that they don't really believe in you. After all you've done for them, they really don't believe in you. They found ways to pay Romo. Romo is making more in the broadcast booth than Dak is on the football field, risking his body to be as durable as he is, as young as he is, and have as many wins and passing yards last season as he did, and to see the steady uptick and to see him not get paid tells you something about this league. Amari Cooper, though, did get paid. $100 million the Cowboys found for the receiver over 5 years. Who was getting the ball? I don't know. It's interesting. I'm trying to figure this one out. There's a lot of other smaller moves that'll get overlooked. The Colts got, and this is a cool move, the 49ers defensive end DeForest Buckner, who's the guy's a top notch. He can do it all on the inside. He's a monster in the middle. At that 3 technique, he can slide inside and go over a center if he needs to, and he can rush from the edge. He is a triple threat. Tall, big, rangy guys getting 21 per year, 21 million per year extension with the Colts. I repeat, the Niners let him go to the Colts. That is interesting, and I get it. You have a super talented defensive line. That defensive line got them into the Super Bowl, but you can't pay them all. And I think he was the one that was asking for the most. I think he was asking for about $95 million, and they just couldn't do it. So the Colts were able to get it done and extend him. So because they couldn't pay him that, they could pay the Niners, re-upped Eric Armstead and gave him an $85 million deal, and I believe that was over 5 years. So that was huge for him. Very, very, very good for him. He's he's another member of that same defensive line that they just could not keep together because all of them are so damn good that they were going to have to get paid, and there's not enough to go around. We know what the salary cap is, $198 million. Can't pay them all. You know who did get paid, though, by the Cleveland Browns, and this is such a Browns move. Austin Hooper, tight end for the Falcons. Austin Hooper's a good tight end. I want everyone to understand that. I think he's a good tight end. But do I think Austin Hooper is worth $44 million over 4 years? Hell no. I'm not saying that's like grossly overpaying him. I'm saying you could have got him for 28 somewhere. But I get it. You're Cleveland. So if you want to get someone there, you got to overpay. And that's what they did in the most Browns move of ever, or at least this year so far, is paying Austin Hooper $44 million. Man, good for him. Get your coins, young fella. I love to see young boys get paid. It makes me smile. Anywho, interesting move here. Marcus Mariota. And this move is not a big money move or nothing like that, but it's one of those moves that you're going to go, The Oakland Raiders, and John Gruden, God bless him. I just had a talk with the head trainer about John Gruden recently at the NFL Combine, and he talks about how smart John Gruden is. And, how, yes, he's has like this totalitarian government in Oakland, but he's very, very smart, and they trust him. And he's the best man for the job. Okay. Well, he's smart enough to know that Derek Carr might not be the answer. The future quarterback is going to be one that is mobile. Everyone's starting to see this, and Carr gets banged up so much, and they made a move. They took Marcus Mariota. They went and got Marcus Mariota, formerly of the Tennessee Titans, who got beat out and, benched this year. However, first-round pick, top 5 pick, he's a lot of talent, and there's a lot to still get out of there, and so they did. Ryan Tannehill might have beat him out, but he is now a Raider, and I think that'll be interesting. What kind of pressure does it put on Derek Carr? I got a feeling you're going to see Derek Carr for the first time have a guy behind him who the head coach might want more than him, and that is going to make him nervous, and we're going to find out how he reacts this season. That is interesting. Another move that is very similar to that, very, very similar to that, is Case Keenum goes to Cleveland, and he gets $18 million contract, $10 million of it guaranteed, to back up Baker Mayfield. But is it really to back up Baker Mayfield? Because you got to realize, Case Keenum's been a starter in this league. He's produced in this league for multiple teams. He can go in and look the part so much so that the team, that locker room, starts to see him and goes, you know what, man? I don't know, man. If Baker has a couple rough games in a row, don't be shocked to see the chatter for Case Keenum. And I think this is something that they all knew. The coaching staff knows exactly what they're doing, and I think they've come in, they've looked at all their talent, evaluated where they have holes, and quarterback is a big hole. I don't care what everybody says about Baker Mayfield. He has a lot of deficiencies in his game, and he really, really struggled last year when the league caught up to him, and he did not beat the learning curve, and he did it all while not being able to keep his mouth closed, which is also annoying if you're a coach. So, Case Keenum might make something happen. And last but not least, this move upset me, and I want people to understand why it upset me. Derrick Henry got the franchise tag, okay? Derrick Henry, the NFL's league-leading rusher. Derrick Henry, the monster that pretty much put the Tennessee Titans on his back and marched them into the playoffs. That Derrick Henry got a franchise tag, a running back franchise tag, not a QB franchise tag or a wide receiver or a defensive end franchise tag, the running back franchise tag put on him, when what he really wanted was a commitment from the Tennessee Titans and a long-term contract. Derrick Henry was drafted there. He has been there his whole career. He's been playing his balls off for them his whole career and has been dragging the Titans around on his damn back, for real, because he's a monster like that and has been healthy, way healthier than you'd think of a big back, because they usually get banged up, but not him. He's been a steel iron horse for them, and they slapped him with a franchise tag. That's so disrespectful. Like, I wish Stephen A. Smith was right here to say it. I could, insert his voice. It's so disrespectful, and it really upsets me because he's a running back. I get it. But he's durable. He's bald. And here's why it truly will upset you. Because they found a way to pay Ryan Tannehill $119 million they gave him, but couldn't find a dime for Derrick Henry, the guy that got you there. People, I got to understand Ryan Tannehill. I know he had a comeback year, and I don't know what he's coming back from. The dude was a first-round pick. He should have been a top guy, and he wasn't. And that's why Miami let him go. He falls to Tennessee, and yeah, he beat out Marcus Mariota in practice and played very, very well for him, but all while having the number one rushing attack right behind him, okay? He did everything. When I say he, I mean Derrick Henry got them there. All Tannehill had to do was complete a couple 8-10-yard passes, couple outs here and there, through that one bomb a game he might throw. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But everything else is Derrick Henry and that offensive line, and you mean to tell me you find 119 for him, but you can't find 60 for your running back? That's rough. That's really rough. That's very indicative of this league. It's a passing league, and we're going to overpay quarterbacks unless they're Dak Prescott. We're going to overpay quarterbacks and make sure they all get what they need. But the guy that got you there, Derrick Henry, is upset. I look for Derrick Henry to hold out, and I know with the new CBA, they made the holdout penalty and the fine even steeper. I still think the players give up too much. But if I'm Derrick Henry, I'm not stepping on a football field again until I have a long-term commitment from somebody or trade me, because you only get so many years if you're a running back in this league, and he's got to maximize those years, and you got to pay him, man. The dude's produced. So that is wild, and that is the conclusion of the 2 Cents Show free agency special. NFL has gone haywire, but they have not been postponed yet, so we're happy about that. So we'll see what happens this fall. And as always, folks, like, subscribe, continue to support us. Until next time.